Tonya, it's so great to be here. Thank you for having me here at the Miller Library in your fabulous garden.
Thank you so much for being here. We are blessed with a beautiful day.
I grew up going to the libraries in the Howard County, and Miller's great, but Central has my heart because I grew up there, did my homework, would walk from high school to there to study with my friends. And, part of what makes this community fabulous is the library system. So, like, what are some of the things that you guys are doing at Miller and then other branches?
I agree with you, and we hear that so much from people in our community, how much their libraries mean to them, their attachment to their local library. And we always strive to make sure that people know that while we're one library system, each location, all six of them, have a very specific focus and some wonderful things that they offer, like this beautiful garden at Miller.
I'm a STEM person, I'm an engineer. So I really like your STEM programs and they're always sold out in 30 seconds. So so I want to know more about that and which library does that STEM.
First thing to know is our classes do fill up fast. Keep watch on our calendar, engage with us. You can sign up for our newsletters, hclibrary.org for more information. Pick up a copy of our source publication so that you know when those classes are upcoming. I'll start with our Glenwood branch, which is home to our makerspace, right? And as you know, makerspaces are like small incubators, right? They get this cross section of community and a cross section of tools, right? To use. We have a 3D printer out there, we have a laser cutter engraver, we've got a cry cut. And so people have the opportunity there to explore their curiosities and move from curiosity to creation, right? With those tools. We have people using the materials out there for their own Etsy shops. There's just a variety of things there. And I think once you start with that hands on learning, it moves you to a different place. It's a quick place, our STEM spaces, to fail fast and learn faster, right? Which is what you do. Right? All of that leads to innovation. It's a great thing. I'm gonna move over to our Elkridge branch in DIY. I don't know if you've had a chance to be out and take a look at.
I have, but it's been a while.
Okay.
So you got to update me.
I'm happy to. So our DIY center is just that. It's do it yourself. We have a plethora of tools for folks to engage with and our amazing instructors out there that can tell you how to do it. We've got everything from cake pans, Jennifer, to sewing machines, to yard tools, to our art education specialist who is out there to give you some tips on how to paint or draw. You can get creative in all kinds of ways, right? All of our spaces, especially our East Columbia branch, are equipped with these tech tools. So you don't want to forget about the computer itself and the software that lives there, the databases that live there, to help all of you upskill. Whether you're adding badges to your LinkedIn profile, whether you're using LinkedIn Learning to upskill in preparedness for your next entrepreneurial pursuit or to move up at your current location. We have the tools for that. We've got a wonderful suite of databases, including A to Z databases. That is like 9 databases in one, specifically geared for the business community with information on all of the businesses, with profiles on community members and homeowners. You can't go wrong with us. We've got so much for you to be able to just engage with. It's amazing, really.
That's great because I know that at EDA, Economic Development, we have an innovation center, and we have had people stop by, and say, "Hey, I was at the library. I was trying to figure out how to become an entrepreneur. I heard about your innovation center, and so I came here to see you guys." So you guys often are a first point of entry for our budding entrepreneurs, and part of what we're trying to do at Economic Development is cultivate that pipeline. We love collaborating with you. Like, how do you foster that innovation with like a business owner or a worker that has a full time job? And says, "Hey, I have a hobby or I have a part-time thing. I want to turn it into a business."
It's really that. It's having that conversation and developing the relationship to understand what is unique to you. What are your aspirations? And then we can plug that into the wide variety of tools and resources we have. Our central branch, I don't know if you are aware, your favorite location, actually lends art. So our art lending collection there, you can pick up a framed piece of artwork to hang in your home or your office. We give you information on the art piece and the artist. And you'd be surprised how much art actually helps people solve the world's problems, right? When you're looking at a piece of art, you learn things that maybe you didn't know before with the information that we provide. Maybe you didn't know that. I think about this wonderful setting that we're in right now. And if it were on canvas, right? I mean, my internal temperature dropped like 20 degrees when I come in here because it's just settles the stress, right? Gets you focused, opens up your thinking. That art in the same way does that. So if someone walks in and they tell us, I'm looking to do something on the creative side, right? We'll ask some more questions, try to get deeper at what that means for them. And then we can decide, does this mean that you are going to use some of our art tools? Does this mean that you need to be at one of our maker spaces? So in addition to Glenwood, we have maker tools at our East Columbia location, at our Elk Ridge location. We've got our STEM and AV lab over at our Savage branch. What are the tools that you actually need for the pursuit that you are getting ready, that journey that you're getting ready to go on? And then we'll couple that with a lot of our e-resources, right? Those virtual tools that we have, the databases and software that they can access to be able to just enhance that journey.
I love that because a lot of what we do is making sure businesses have what they need here, and that includes quality of life. And I feel like your library system adds to that tremendously. And I wish, all the this programs you're talking about was there when I was growing up and going to high school because I had to kind of piece together, what I wanted to do. How do you explore what your path is? And I was always had my nose in a book, but all these programs weren't there yet. So you're really helping foster a personal individual path and making sure that they're exposed to different things, which is great.
Yes, thank you. I agree. I would top that off by saying, not only are we here for the business owner, for the business worker, but for their families, right? You talked about when you were in school, we have resources for your young people, right? We have resources for your aging parents, right? We have all of that here. There are things like online language learning, right? Self-paced. And by the way, all of our resources are free, right? So we always say, people say, it's sold out. We'll say it filled up, right? Because we don't actually sell it. It's just free for you to use, right? Come and get your free library card and gain access to all of these things. We can get you behind the paywall of a lot of resources. Our business owners need access to the Baltimore Sun, they need access to the Baltimore Banner. We can give you that access. And guess what? It's free with your library card, which
Right.
is also free.
And I don't think
Access to
you guys
anybody.
don't have fees anymore, do you?
No, we do
That's
not.
great. That's good.
Access to LinkedIn Learning
Yeah.
for you and your
Mhm,
staff
mhm.
and your family, right? For free, right? You don't have to pay for that. Your community is already providing it for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much of what you offer deals with inclusion, which is actually an economic benefit. Making sure
Absolutely.
everybody that here wants to contribute to the economy can,
Yes.
and you have a barrier-free entry,
Correct.
which is amazing. Walk in with your library card and just check out a bunch of things.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about what you think the new library and what it's going to offer that it's not currently being offered at your other branches, and how you think it's going to contribute to some of that.
I'm so excited to just begin to think about and soon realize a new downtown branch for this community, right? The Central Branch is an effective place now. It, however, is really stretched to become the thing that community needs and to serve the wide variety and the depth of what this diverse community needs today, right? So when we think about our central branch now and the offerings across our locations, some of the things we don't have in the way of collaborative and networking space, and that's something we hear all the time, by the way, in addition to the book is checked out and I'm number 230 on the wait list for it, and that's literal. Or the class has filled up. The other thing we hear is the space is full, right? I can't get into the space just to telework, to have my group meet, to have a working planning meeting on the thing that I'm going to do, or the entrepreneur pursuit I want to begin. Additional space is the number one thing, is just to expand that space because our community continues to grow and expand it in a way that is very meaningful, with tools and spaces, collaborative spaces for the community to use. So, growing in space. We have an amazing program called Project Literacy that operates out of our central branch. That program offers citizenship preparation for the citizenship exam. People can earn their external high school diploma with us through their library. And we have many skilled immigrants who come to Howard County, many of them having earned their degrees in their home country, who need to earn their high school diploma or learn how to speak English here or business English here. And we help with that. We just had a wonderful graduation a couple of nights ago, graduating some new folks with their external high school
I
diploma.
think I've attended one of your ceremonies.
So it's
Mhm.
very moving. And so it will have additional space for Project Literacy. One of the things that we hope to add there is our literacy kitchen. One of the things that Project Literacy started some time ago at the request of the students was an end of term potluck where they would just come in. And of course, what they're doing is practicing their English skills. And we know when you break bread together, right, that leads to conversation. And so literacy kitchens have been popping up in libraries across the nation and beyond in meaningful ways, right? Not just for those just learning English, but in ways that allow us to connect community. And so we're looking to have a literacy kitchen there as well. We know that those kitchens can also help people with their creative skills, with their math skills, and beyond. And so we're looking forward to that. Additionally, there'll be an expanded makerspace there. We were fortunate to be among the first in TEDCO's cohort for makerspaces across
Right, I read
the
about that.
state.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so we were able to do our feasibility study and are well positioned to roll out a makerspace there when that library comes online. Um, TEDCO saw the great benefit and the great need of a maker space and an entrepreneurial hub in that way in that part of the county. And so we're super excited about that as well.
I think that's great. I mean, I know this library system is special, and this is how I know because I've lived and worked all over the world, and this is the only branch, the system where I can go in the library and it's packed.
Yes.
I have lived a lot of places, and you go in there and the library is totally
Every day.
dead every day.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think it's a big, testament to what you're doing here to people bring their kids to the library and their kids actually have fun here. And the adults too.
Agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. No, I tell people if there's a complaint that I receive, it is I couldn't get into the class, I couldn't get the resources, I couldn't park, right? Like there's just like that's it. And I just again kudos to our amazing community and our very talented staff because they're the reason why. Like we just continue to really make sure that we are iterating and reimagining what a library can be based on where technology is going, based on where society is going, based on our community aspirations. So we are always evolving. There's something new at your library every single day, literally.
That's true. And I know that, like I was saying, it raises the quality of life for everybody here. I mean, what do you think in terms of quality of life, economic development, how libraries contribute and how you contribute to that to Howard County?
Yeah, absolutely. We are definitely part of the ecosystem, and I believe a very vital part, right? When you come in for your community member X, Y, or Z, you're welcome here. We have something to help your learning journey. And the best thing you can have is a learning community. And that's certainly what Howard County is, right? Not just an educated community where we've gotten there and we stop. We're a learning community, right? We value that lifelong learning. And this is the place where it happens, right? It is the only place where everybody, anybody can come in cost free and continue that learning journey. And we know with businesses, whether you're a starting business or a long time, you need your workforce to continue learning because things change rapidly, right? This is the place to prototype, to test, to ideate, right? To bounce stuff off of community. That's what your library is here for. So, Jennifer, you mentioned having lived all over the world. So, certainly you have a
I
passport.
do. I got a passport renewed at the East Columbia Library, actually. So,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Did you know that our East Columbia Library is the busiest non-post office location on the East Coast?
No.
It is
I didn't know
amazing.
that.
Our team does an amazing job there, and you can get your passport at the East Columbia branch or at the Glenwood location.
Okay, that I didn't know. I didn't know Glenwood had one too, but yes,
Absolutely, absolutely. There's so many ways that we serve community, and your passport is just another way to do that.
I'm a lifelong learner. I started here 3 years old, going to the library, and I'm still continuing on the journey, but I think, you guys helped me develop to where I am today, and, I continue to go into the library and do all the things, so thank you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, and I would invite everyone, if there's something that you see we could do better, something that we are not providing, we are a community-driven space, so we want to be responsive to that. Just let us know.
Alright.